This case, and I don't want to hear about the Menendez brothers because they're trying to confuse us with dumb stuff. This case has nothing to do with domestic violence, but yet still, here we have the DOJ's and the prosecution's star witness, is coming to talk to us about domestic violence and rape. What does that have to do with sex trafficking? I'm telling you, this is ridiculous. I am telling you this. What is going on? People have more intelligence now. What did Cassie's testimony today tell us about the actual charges that P. Diddy has been charged with? What does domestic abuse have to do with sex trafficking? Cassie is the star witness, but her testimony seems to lack jurisdictional evidence to what pertains. The prosecution's case is based on a star witness who today did nothing to provide any evidence of sex trafficking. But to tell her story about domestic violence and rape. This trial is not about that. What's going on with the DOJ? I was talking to you just now. You're saying, well, I mean, they were just talking about one case. There's no other case. Cassie is not a victim. The reason
why I say that they only talking about one
she
case.
She is a witness.
Because there was a case with him and her.
There was a case.
I did not know that case
that was thrown out.
But another thing, he has a lot of other cases. So that's why I said that they only speaking about
witnesses.
Well, they do have cases
but
with those witnesses.
But let me ask you a question. Did the witnesses see him get sex trafficking any people into the US?
I didn't hear it.
Trafficking anybody into the US?
I can't even answer that.
Okay. No, they can't speak. They are only portraying his dirty laundry in public, talking about him jerking off and how he's gay, just because they have a problem with black wealth, with black people with money. They have a problem with that. Okay, I am listening to the case from way back, and first of all, this guy did not commit a crime in the sense that a bodily injury in the sense that by crime he didn't kill anybody. He's not a terrorist, and they wouldn't even give him bail. Okay, that's how they treat black people in this country, and I want black people to understand how they treat their black people who they accuse. They want to get rid of. They try to get rid of Bill Cosby. Okay. They don't give black people their due process in this country. P. Diddy should have, basically, when I hear the frivolity of the case, and when I hear the frivolity of Cassie's testimony, and they will not use emotions, okay, in this regard. This case has nothing to do with domestic abuse and rape. Her testimony lacks jurisdiction, and her defense attorney should have said, "Objection, Your Honor. This is not a and then her attorney and then the prosecution will say, "Yes, Your Honor," because it shows I don't even know what the defense is. I don't know. This case is a sham. Absolutely ridiculous with no evidence. Listen to ABC News.
Shows Ventura at a Los Angeles hotel trying to escape one of those sexual encounters. Holmes is seen knocking her to the floor and kicking her. Ventura will be back on the stand again tomorrow. ABC News legal contributor Renaldo will break down the intricacies of the case for us. But first, our chief investigative correspondent Aaron.
What does showing the video of them going into the elevator or leaving the hotel room, going into the elevator, of Cassie going into the elevator and him chasing her and dragging her and kicking her? What does that have to do with sex trafficking? For Americans, I want you to understand. Do you guys understand what sex trafficking is?
I just remember my stomach falling, just the nervousness, she said. I think I was 22 at the time.
She remembers them having sex with male prostitute, but that's not sex trafficking. Okay. The case is not about prostitution. Just so you know, he's not being charged for prostitution. Is not the crime. Rape is sex trafficking. Okay. Remember that, guys. Remember that. What is sex trafficking? Okay, and it's easy to find what sex trafficking is. Sex trafficking law says specifically within the U.S., criminalizes the use of force, fraud, or coercion to induce someone into performing commercial sex acts or causing a child to do so. So if you force somebody to perform commercial sex acts, when you force, sometimes they go to the Philippines, they bring some girls into the country, into the U.S., yes, and they force them, they force them into prostitution for money. That's different. It involves coercion. He did not coerce Cassie Van Do. This case is they're married, they're having sex, and they are being wild with it. I guess he's wild, but she's not. I don't know. But they're hearing the dirty laundry and the ins and outs of their relationship. This is domestic. This is not sex trafficking. What is going on? This case is a sham. It goes to show how. Can I tell you? The intelligence, the people who are our legal minds. These people are supposed to be our legal minds, supposed to be the bastion of justice, and we create a legal system in this place, in this country, and they're not. And here it is that they have a trial for this guy that is based on a star witness that cannot tell you anything about sex trafficking. She cannot tell you anything about this.
Well, okay, now this is the thing. Did they ask her that question while she was on stand about the sex trafficking? Did they ask anything about sex trafficking while she was on the stand?
You know what? No. Let me tell you. Is it tomorrow? You know what we're gonna? She's coming back she's coming back tomorrow. You know what she's gonna talk about?
So
we're gonna hear.
Yes,
but she's coming back tomorrow. You know what she's gonna talk about? We expect to see more of the freak offs. Talking about the freak offs, but not the sex trafficking.
I heard that they were speaking about it today. That's why they can't say too much on the air to us.
They cannot say. I am going to tell you this. This case is absolutely ridiculous. There's star witness. If she's gonna, and then she's gonna be cross-examined. The defense will cross-examine her, okay? And then at the end, they're going to ask. And what I am saying to you, if those defense attorneys have intelligence, they're going to say to you, they're going to say to the jurors what I am saying to you now. What? First of all, Cassie Ventura's testimony lacks any jurisdictional value. It lacks any evidence. Does not justify any. Does not point to any allegation.
She knows a lot. She's been in his corner for a long time. She knows a lot about him and his business and everything, the shit that he has.
But this is not.
She knows a lot.
Yeah, but she can only speak to certain things, and she can't speak to what they want her to speak to. Okay.
What are you looking for now?
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, and they're not, and the media is not asking the right questions. They are not.
Is going to have to be very meticulous and very strategic.
They say that. Oh, come on, man. They say the defense have to be meticulous and strategic on ABC News. The prosecution have to be meticulous and strategic. They have to provide the burden of proof. They have to tell us why this guy must be locked away for years, why he must be convicted of a crime. Why? On the basis of Cassie's testimony? That does not say anything to that?
To be all of these witnesses that had came.
Many of them fell through. Because they cannot speak. They can only speak to the free cops, but they cannot speak to the issue of the sex trafficking. They cannot speak to that. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The Neoliberal Podcast.